Hello everyone, this is Muhammad Mazharul Haq from ISL Engineering College. Welcome back to the class of control systems. Today we will study a topic on compensators. So what is a compensator? Compensators are subsystems introduced into a system to meet the design specifications, and the desired behavior of system is specified in terms of transient measures and the steady state error. The compensation may cascade or it may be a feedback. If you see the system here, you are having GC of S and G of S and H of S. So this system, it tells you that it is not having any feedback here. So here you are having two loops of feedback. So it is a cascaded connection. That means you are having two GC of S and G of S, that is cascaded, and here you are having a feedback also. So compensation may be cascaded or it may be a feedback. Now the types of compensators. Compensators are three types: lead compensator, lag compensator, and again lead lag compensator. We will study now about a lead compensator. What is a lead compensator? Lead compensators have a transfer function of the form GC of S is equals to S plus ZC by S plus PC. That is equals to S plus 1 by tau divided by S plus 1 by alpha tau, where alpha is equal to ZC by PC less than 1 and tau is greater than 0. This equation is written for the lead compensator. Another one is the pole is located to the left of the 0 near the origin. The lead compensator, what does it do? Lead compensator improves the transient response. It increases stability margin. It increases system error constant by a limited range. So these are the things that are done by a lead compensator. Improves transient response, increases stability margin, increases system error constant by a limited range. Okay? And next thing, what does the lag lead compensator do? So we have studied about the lead compensator. Next we will study about the lag compensator. As we have seen, the lead compensator, which increases the transient response, stability margin is well increased and system error constant be in the limited range. Lag compensator. If you see a lag compensator, the equation is GC of S is equals to S plus ZC by S plus PC. That is equal to S plus 1 by tau by S plus 1 by beta tau. And beta is equal to ZC by PC, that is greater than 1 and tau is greater than 0. Now the pole is located to the right of 0 and lag compensator improves the steady state behavior as well as it preserves the transient response. It preserves the transient response. What about the lag lead compensator? We have seen lead compensator and lag compensator. Now it is lag lead compensator. The lag lead compensators have a transfer function of the form GC of S is equals to S plus ZC1 by S plus PC1 into S plus ZC2 by S plus PC2. So we are combining both lag and lead here. So if you write a function including these two things, S plus 1 by tau 1 divided by S plus 1 by alpha tau 1 into S plus 1 by tau 2 divided by S plus 1 by beta tau 2, that is equals to this equation GC of S, where we are replacing this ZC1 and PC1. Now alpha is equal to ZC1 by PC1 less than 1 and beta is equal to ZC2 by PC2 greater than 1. These are the conditions to be remembered, alpha and beta, where alpha is less than 1 and beta is greater than 1 for lag lead compensator. And tau 1 is greater than 0 and tau 2 is greater than 0. If you remember these conditions, the difference between the lead compensator, lag compensator and lag lead compensator is completely understood. Now the lag lead compensator is a combination of lag compensator and a lead compensator in series. Now we will see how the lead compensator is there. It has a 0, it has a pole at minus 1 by tau and s is equal to minus alpha tau with 0 close to origin. So GC of s is equals to s plus zc by s plus pc, that is equal to s plus 1 by tau by s plus 1 by alpha tau. Why? Because here zc is equal to 1 by tau. Therefore, if you send zc the other side, nothing but s is equal to minus 1 by tau also you can write. Why? Because you are replacing zc and pc by 1 by tau and 1 by alpha tau respectively. Here alpha is equal to zc by pc less than 1 and tau is greater than 0. GC of s is equals to alpha into 1 plus tau s by 1 plus alpha tau s. Okay. Now GC of j omega is equals to alpha into 1 plus j omega t by 1 plus j omega alpha tau, where alpha is less than 1. Now coming to the lead compensator. The lead compensator can be realized by a electrical network. How this is realized by an electrical network? Now we see the output E naught and input is EI. Therefore, E naught of s by EI of s is equals to R2 by R2 plus R1 CS divided by R1 plus 1 by CS here. Next, E naught of s by EI of s is equals to s plus 1 by R1C divided by s plus R1 plus R2 by R2 into 1 by R1C. Therefore, tau is equals to R1C and alpha is equals to R2 by R1 plus R2. So in this way, if you are writing the equation and solving the equation, making to a small equation, then we can write E naught of s by EI of s is equals to s plus 1 by tau by s plus 1 by alpha tau. So this is the final equation. E naught of s by EI of s is equals to s plus 1 by tau by s plus 1 by alpha tau is the final equation for the lead compensator, which is realized as a electrical network. By knowing these equations in the terms of electrical network, how the resistance and the capacitance are being placed for a compensation, we learn many things here. Okay. Now this equation becomes GC of j omega is equals to alpha into 1 plus j omega t by 1 plus j omega alpha t, where alpha is less than 1. And to know the DC attenuation, the DC attenuation caused by alpha can be compensated by an amplifier connected in cascade. Therefore, the sinusoidal transfer function is given as GC of j omega is equals to 1 plus j omega tau by 1 plus j alpha omega tau, where alpha is less than 1. And we want to find out the phase angle, then phi is equals to tan inverse of omega tau minus tan inverse alpha omega tau by this equation. Here we can write GC of s is equals to E naught of s by EI of s, or if you want E naught of s, then we can write here E naught of s is equals to GC of s into EI of s. So this is the equation belonging to E naught of s by EI of s. So E naught of s by EI of s is equals to GC of s. In GC of s, in place of s you can place j omega and write this equation of j omega there, where alpha is less than 1. Okay. So if you want the phase angle, we have found out the phase angle phi. Now we want to write tan phi. Tan phi is equals to omega tau minus alpha omega tau by 1 plus alpha into omega square into tau square. The frequency omega m at which maximum phase shift occurs is given by the solution d phi by d omega is equals to 0. Now we have got phi value. For that we have to derive or make a derivative of d by d omega. With respect to d omega we have to derive. If you place the phi value as the tan inverse of omega tau minus tan inverse alpha omega tau in the place of phi, there we can write here to get the maximum value, we get omega m d by d omega of phi is equal to 0. Now we have a formula that d of tan inverse of x by dx is equals to 1 by 1 plus x square. By derivating the inverse trigonometric function, we get the value of 1 by 1 plus x square. Now that value can be placed here, then we can write omega m is equals to 1 by tau root alpha, and that is equals to 1 by tau into root square root of 1 by tau into 1 by alpha tau. This equation omega m is being derived from this particular equation. Okay. Now omega m is the geometric mean of two corner frequencies. Two corner frequencies, as we know that the asymptotes intersect at that two corner frequencies, then omega m is geometric mean of two corner frequencies. This point is very important to remember. What is omega m in terms of this compensators, lead compensator realization is nothing but omega m is the geometric mean of two corner frequencies. The maximum phase lead phi m is given by tan phi m is equals to 1 minus alpha by 2 root alpha. 1 minus alpha by 2 root alpha. If we get tan phi m, we can easily find out the sin phi m value also. By making this in a Pythagoras triangle or a right angle triangle, if you draw in the right angle triangle and tan phi is equal to opposite by adjacent side, if you place opposite side as 1 minus alpha and adjacent side 2 root alpha, then we can find out sin value and cos value also from that by using the formulas of the trigonometry. Now sin phi m is equals to 1 minus alpha by 1 plus alpha. Now cross multiplying and solving this equation, sin phi m plus alpha sin phi m is equals to 1 minus alpha. Therefore alpha into 1 plus sin phi m is equals to 1 minus sin phi m. Okay, sin phi m plus alpha sin phi m is equals to 1 minus alpha, and if you send this left hand side on the right hand side, it becomes alpha into 1 plus sin phi m is equals to 1 minus sin phi m. Coming back, alpha is equal to 1 minus sin phi m by 1 plus sin phi m. The magnitude of GC of j omega at omega is equal to omega m is given by 1 by root alpha. Now substituting this value of alpha, we get 1 by square root of 1 minus sin phi m by 1 plus sin phi m, GC of j omega. This is all about the lead compensator realization in electrical network. The magnitude of GC of j omega at omega is equal to omega m in decibels is 20 log 1 by root alpha, that is equals to 10 log alpha. If you see in this board plot, 10 log 1 by alpha is given here, and 20 decibel per decade is the line, slope line here plus, and this is the 20 log 1 by alpha line, this one. So realization of electrical network, realization of lead compensated electrical network is given, as well as the values are derived, and the plot is also drawn here, the board plot. Now the phase margin is phi m. As we got the values calculated, phi m is the phase margin, which is equals to 1 by root alpha. So all these values 1 by root alpha, here it is shown 1 by root alpha, and 1 by root alpha here also shown. So like this we derive the equations first and we draw a board plot, that is for a lead compensator. Okay, after realization we will draw the graph like this. So where it is starting from, we have to note down that one. Okay, 1 by c and 1 by c root alpha and 1 by alpha c. At 1 by alpha c it is 20 log 1 by alpha, and at 1 by c root alpha it is 1 by alpha, and 1 by c it is starting. So like that here the same way you can write A is equals to 1 by alpha here. Gain is, amplifier gain is 1 by alpha. Now the design of lead compensator, specifications, the system error constant and phase margin. Now if you want to determine the open loop gain K required to satisfy this specific error constant, and step 2, using this value of K you can draw the magnitude and phase plot, phase for board plot. Determine the phase margin and gain crossover frequency. If the phase margin is not satisfactory, design lead compensator, then what we have to do? If phase margin is not satisfactory, design a lead compensator. Next, step 3, determine the phase lead required, that is phi L is equals to phi S minus phi PM1 phase margin 1 plus epsilon. Here phi of s is specified phase margin and epsilon is the margin of safety. So 5 degrees is slope near GCF, that is 40 dB per decade, and 15 to 20 degrees slope near GCF, that is 60 dB per decade. These values are given here for epsilon, margin of safety. Now we can determine the alpha parameter also by phi m is equals to phi 1. Step 5, the calculate dB gain 10 log 1 by alpha and locate the frequency at which uncompensated system has a gain of minus 10 log 1 by alpha. This frequency omega G2 is equal to omega m of compensated system is given by omega m is equals to 1 by root alpha. So this process, if it is over, then go to step 6. Compute the two corner frequencies of the compensator. One corner frequency is 1 by tau, that is equals to omega m into root alpha. Another corner frequency is omega 2 is equals to 1 by alpha tau, that is equals to omega m by root alpha. Now the transfer function of the compensator is Gc of s is equals to 1 plus tau s by 1 plus alpha tau s. This is the transfer function, 1 plus alpha tau s by 1 plus tau s by 1 plus alpha tau s. Gc of s is equals to 1 plus tau s by 1 plus alpha tau s. Now step 7, the last step is draw the magnitude and phase plot of the compensated system and check the phase margin. Okay. If the phase margin is still low, then increase epsilon and go to step 3. So I have told you the values of epsilon range from 5 degrees to 15 degrees. So I can increase the value of epsilon and go to step 3 for making the phase margin stable. The phase margin should have some value which should be more than the lower value. After doing this, next thing is the effect of phase lead compensator. It adds a pole and a 0 with 0 to the right pole to the forward part transfer function. It adds more damping to the system. The rise time and settling time reduces. So this is the good effects. Improves the phase margin and gain margin of the closed loop system. The bandwidth of the closed loop system increases corresponding to the faster system. That is, steady state error is not at all affected here. Now we will see here designing a lead compensator for a unity feedback system with an open loop transfer function. G of s is equals to k by s into s plus 1. For specifications of kV is equal to 10 and phi m is equal to 36 degrees. Now if we take kV is equal to limit s tends to 0, s into g of s is equal to 10, then limit s tends to 0 is s into k by s into s plus 1, that is equals to 10. Now we are substituting this value of s is equal to 0 as limit s tends to 0, then k by 1 is equals to 10 and the value of k is 10 for this lead compensator. By using this formula of kV is equal to limit s tends to 0, s into g of s is equals to 10, we got the k value as 10. Okay. Therefore, the open loop transfer function is given by g of s is equals to 10 by s into s plus 1. Now the sinusoidal transfer function is g of j omega is equals to 10 by j omega into j omega plus 1. By substituting s is equal to j omega, phi is equal to minus 90 minus tan inverse of omega. And the gain crossover frequency is given as 3.3 radians per second. And the phase margin is 17 degrees, what we get from these. And these phi L is equals to 36 minus 17 plus phi, that is equals to 24 degrees. Okay. Now we are drawing this thing here, that 38 degrees. Okay. See this lead compensation, and we are having the gain crossover frequency as well as the phase margin here. However, carrying the phase margin is given by the formula of phi m is equal to tan inverse of these omega 0.85 omega minus 90 minus tan inverse omega minus tan inverse of 0.162 omega. So we get here phase margin as 38 degrees. Okay, and from that we are calculating this Bode plot, which is having a magnitude plot as well as a phase plot. So these values, whatever representing here they are you are calculating by 1 minus sine 24 by 1 plus sine 24 here. That gives rise to your 0.4217, and the magnitude, if you want to calculate magnitude contribution, is corresponding to omega m is 10 log 1 by alpha, that is 10 log 10 1 by 0.4217 substituted, then we get 3.75 dB here, and we can place it as 4 radians per second. At 4 radians per second we can place 3 minus 3, that is 3.75 dB. From the Bode plot we find omega G2 corresponding to 3.75 dB is at 4 radians per second. Okay. Now the 4 radians per second is plotted there. Here we have shown the 4 radians per second. Okay. For this 4 radians per second, it is shown 3.75 dB. 3.75 dB. Okay. Now from the Bode plot we find omega G2 corresponding to minus 3.75 dB as 4 radians per second. Therefore, omega 1 is equals to 1 by tau, that is equals to omega m into root alpha, that is equals to 4 into square root of 0.4217, that is equals to 2.6, and omega 2 is 1 by alpha tau, that is equals to omega m by root alpha, that is equal to 6.16. Now we have calculated here two values, omega 1 and omega 2. Therefore, the compensator transfer function is given as Gc of s is equals to 1 plus tau s by 1 plus alpha tau s, that is equals to 1 plus 1 by 2.6 into s divided by 1 plus 1 by 6.16 into s. So it is 1 plus 0.385 s by 1 plus 0.162 s. If you substitute these values, the open loop transfer function of lead compensated system is given as Gc of s into Gf of s is equals to 10 into 1 plus 0.385 s divided by s into 1 plus s into 1 plus 0.162 s. So if you combine these two equations, then you get phi is equals to tan inverse of 0.385 omega minus 90 minus tan inverse omega minus tan inverse 0.162 omega. From these values only we are going to calculate the phase angle value also. By numerator 0.385 is placed here, and 90 degrees is placed here for s, and next is tan inverse omega for this 1 plus s, because it is having only one s here, we can write tan inverse omega, and other is tan inverse 0.162 omega. At omega is equal to 4, as we have calculated omega is equal to 4 in the previous slide, radians per second from the Bode plot, then phi is equals to minus 142. At omega is equal to 4, phi is equal to minus 142, and the phase margin is calculated as 0.38. Phase margin is 0.38, as you already mentioned here, 0.38 as the phase margin. 38 degrees also we can mention there. Okay. The same graph. Okay. The next thing, these things are being helpful for us for calculating the phase margin as well as the this gain crossover frequency, and we will be able to find out the lead compensator and the lag compensation here. So we will be studying about the other compensators which are given here, and we will be making these compensators helpful in the system for making the efficient utilization of the system, that is in the control system we will be using the compensators to make the system efficient and properly working. The types of compensators we have studied now are lead compensators, lag compensators, and lead lag compensator also, and we have seen the different parameters here varying from the lead compensators and the lag compensator of the system. Okay. Now we will stop here. Thank you, students.